When Supernatural was ending and we were thinking of this idea, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I'm going to be living somewhere and working, it needs to be Austin, because the only reason I was willing to say goodbye to Supernatural is because Supernatural was in a different country than my family, you know? And so we were like, well, wait a second. The headquarters of the Texas Rangers is in Austin. You know, it's the capital of Texas. So it makes total sense to do that show in Austin, and we'll make Austin and Texas a part of the show and the story. And so it really just worked out great. You are under arrest. I said today that it's more of like a family story where where Walker happens to be a Texas Ranger, as opposed to a Texas Ranger story where Walker happens to have a family. You know what? For 15 years, I did a show that I was so proud of, that so many people I know were too scared to watch, or it was too bloody for my 6-year-old to watch, or, you know, my 6-year-old would click on a YouTube link, you know, thinking that it was dad getting interviewed and his dad like getting his head chopped off.
You the ranger with the dead wife?
What did you say?
Texas Ranger's wife bites a bullet down by the border.
My kids know what I do for a living, kind of, but they don't really watch anything. I'm like, I'd love to do something that my family can watch.
Oh, yeah. So what did I miss?
We are much more aware of the world we find ourselves in 2020 compared to the world as we saw it and what people wanted TV to be in the late 90s when Walker, the original, first aired. And so there is some martial arts, there's some horseback riding. It's a bit more, it's not about this version of Walker just running around kicking people. There will be some kicks, but it's a lot more what a police officer might actually have to do: disarming, subduing, but in a safe way. Season 1 and 2 of Supernatural, the only regulars were Jensen and me, you know? And so I had fewer fellow actors on Supernatural, but I had Jensen, and Jensen had me. And so we built that. So here on Walker, you know, it's called Walker, and I am playing Walker, but I have a cast of a full-time series regular cast of 8 or 9 additional actors and actresses, which allow for us to really flesh out the world outside of me having to be there. I'm loving it. I'm anxious to see more of it. You know, I had some time to kind of say goodbye to Sam before I had to actually say goodbye to Sam, you know, during our quarantine period. But I'm certainly hoping that I can do Cordell Walker justice by being true to who Cordell is, but also do Sam justice by making sure that I laid him to rest when we laid him to rest, you know.